everyone, to this edition of City Chat with City Magazine. My name is Kilee, Harmon, General Manager of City Magazine, and today we're visiting with one of the men that makes sure all of you men in Bismarck, Mandan stay very well dressed. We've got Randy Hellman, who is the owner of Hellman Brothers. Well, hello.
Hello.
So, wave to the camera.
Wave to the camera.
You're on TV. So now tell me, Hellman Brothers, how did you guys get started?
Okay. My brother Brad and I both worked for different men's clothing stores in town here.
Okay.
I started working at a store down in Fargo when I was going to college, and then I moved back here with that store, and he was already working at a store here. And so over time, both of us just got tired of who we were working for, and both broke off into a couple different things and decided to get back together to put our expertise at work for ourselves rather than for somebody else. And so in April of 97, we started the store. And in April of 98, he left.
Oh, geez. That was really quick.
Well, we sort of discovered that we were just so much better off being brothers than being partners. And so consequently, I bought his shares out and continued the store, and lo and behold, here it's 14 and a half years later.
Now, when you first started, you guys were on 5th Street.
We were on, our address was 108 North 5th. We had just a cute little 1,000 square feet store that we started with, and it was just the right size. And we really, I do miss, because we're not there anymore, I do miss being right in the heartbeat of downtown, so to speak. But at the same time, we were just so cramped in there. You were in the store several times. Yeah. I had a motto of stack it high and watch it fly, because everything was stacked, so high, because you couldn't go out this way anymore. We had to go up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for funny.
So that's, we had 10 great years right downtown here. And like I said, I miss it every once in a while, but I love where we're at right now.
Because then it was about, how many years ago then? About 4 years?
Almost 4 exactly.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
It seems...
Time goes quick.
Because then you guys didn't build that building.
No, it was there.
It was there, but it was the new one on Main Street,
717 East Main is our new address, or our address now. And the building's actually been there since, I think it's 1974.
Oh, wow.
But we totally redid the outside and gutted the inside and started over. And so it doesn't look at all like the same building it was.
No, it looks like it's a new building.
Yeah,
that's why I was wondering.
And we had a lot of people comment to that fact that they thought it was a brand new building. And it's actually, that building started out as, that was Bismarck Lumber.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, the lumber yard was right behind where the pharmacy's at now.
Oh, way back when in the day.
Yeah, and that was their sales office.
Okay.
So before we got there, Dakota Pharmacy had it, and then it sat empty for a little bit. But yeah, we just basically pulled everything out and started fresh. And if you haven't been in there, you should come in, because I think it's a pretty cool place.
It's a really nice space. You guys have a very cool space, and I like how it's laid out. On the door on the right-hand side is where you're going to walk into and find all the nice business attire, the suits and the sweaters, and maybe a little bit of casual. But then if you go on the left-hand side, that's where it's the nice casual men's clothing.
Right.
So tell me, how has the business changed from when you first started to now? Because 14 and a half years, Lord knows, the economy has tanked since then. I mean, how has it changed?
Well, let's just say it hasn't gotten any easier.
That's probably a good way to put it.
In spite of the fact that I've been doing this now, between owning my own store and having worked for other people for 22 years. But it's just, there's a lot more competition out there. There's online competition. It's just not, it doesn't get any easier. I still love the business. There's nothing that I would rather do. I think most of my customers, when they walk in, they realize that that's where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
So as far as changes, I mean, it's, the buying has gotten harder because there's fewer and fewer vendors out there.
Really?
I mentioned there's more competition. Yeah. When we first opened, we had pick of the litter. And there's always new ones coming up, but they come and go so quickly, too. You'll find a line that you really like, and then 2 years later, they're gone. And, that's unfortunate. And especially for a small retailer who's not, like us, we're not really into the big brand name stuff. We do have some terrific, world-renowned brands.
Like Tommy Bahama.
Tommy Bahama, St. Croix, and things like that. But the bulk of our store is a lot of private label, just really good pieces from companies that we trust. One of the processes that I go through to pick some of the vendors that we use is I will test the merchandise out for a season myself.
Okay.
And no, I don't get it for free. Everybody thinks I get my clothes for free. I don't get my clothes for free.
I love how you look directly in the camera at that one. That must be a pet peeve of yours.
I don't. I have gotten so few things
for free.
No, I pay for the samples so that I can get my size. Because most of the samples that are out there are not my size.
Okay.
They're either smaller or bigger. And so I will pay for my own sample, get it in, and if it's a suit, I'll have it tailored so I can wear it, 5, 6, 10 times and see what it's going to do. I'll give it to my tailors and have them look it over to see if it's a item that they think is going to be easy to work on. And then when they do work on it, then they give me their feedback. And so it's not just a willy-nilly walk up to a vendor and say, I'll buy, 60 pieces of this.
You really put a lot of effort into it.
Put effort into it, yep. So,
and I think that's what really makes you still stand out. I mean, I know there's all that competition, but I remember when my husband and I came there to buy his suit when he was going to Washington. I mean, he was just, after we left, he was like, I really like that place because, I mean, he got a custom tailored fit perfectly, and he looks good. He looks really good. Everybody, send your men there because, they look good afterwards. Oh, God, my mother-in-law is going to watch this. Anyhow, so, no, I mean, it was really custom tailored. And the one thing I was really blown away when we walked into that store were the options. I mean, you would think a suit is just a suit.
No.
I mean, just go ahead and, explain the basics for people when they're looking for a custom suit. What is the thing that you do to walk them through it?
Well, a custom suit really is one that is made specifically for that person. And we do that, but the majority of our business is done on the pieces that you'll see on the shelf or on the rack.
Okay.
And then we custom fit the suit.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Okay.
That's what we did for Justin. We had a suit on the rack. He put it on. We showed him what it was. We show them how it's supposed to fit, and then we do the fitting. And then once the product is finished, that's our ultimate destination. I tell people, and they probably get tired of me saying this because I sound like a broken record every once in a while, but size for us is just a place for us to get started. Okay. And then the fit at the end is our final destination. And so what we want at the end is for that suit to fit like he got it custom made.
Okay.
And again, I think that's one of the things that sets us apart.
So, I mean, take us through the options of suits because, I mean, there just seems to be so many. Like I said, you would think a suit is just a suit, but what makes them different? What
makes ours different?
Yeah.
Well, again, I think part of it is just knowing how the item is supposed to fit. If you go to some of the other big box retailers or whatever, you might get somebody there that has some knowledge. You might not. You might get a $7 an hour part-time worker who's just there to collect a paycheck and doesn't care if you buy something or not, and doesn't really care if it fits you or not. We care if it fits you, and we care for selling you the right size, and we do care if you buy something. But we're not pushy, but we're helpful. And, as far as picking out the right suit, some of it depends on the occasion. If it's a job interview or if it's a wedding or if it's a funeral or what it is. A lot of it is in the choice that the customer makes because we don't make the choice for them. We'll give them options. We'll give them suggestions. And then we will help meet the need that they have.
And that's very true because I remember when we were looking for Justin when he was going down to Washington, I was like, here, wear this tie and this shirt. It was like super flamboyant. And you're like, no, not going to work if you're using it for Washington. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Right. So now tell me a little bit about H2O. When did you guys start with that and what was the vision behind it?
H2O opened when we moved into the new space because we had the space to do it. We had always tried to do some of that, a little younger, little hipper merchandise in the old location, but we were hindered by, space limitations and the fact that a lot of younger people felt like Hellman Brothers was their dad's store.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And Hellman Brothers still is, our more dressy, our more tailored side of things. But H2O just sort of sprung up because we needed another name to attract that younger customer. And it's worked out great. We have a really cool selection of better premium denim, the fancier or what we call clubby shirts,
okay.
The slimmer fit, just a higher level of fashion without really being high priced. I mean, we do carry some brands in there again that are nationally and internationally known, like True Religion and Ben Sherman and stuff like that. But the majority of it is just really cool stuff that we found and we tested and we liked it and our customers liked it. And that's kind of how H2O came about.
So now, do you ever mix some H2O pieces with the suits?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Shirts, especially, with some of our tailored clothing. We'll do pants with sport coats from the other side, pants from one side, sport coat from the other, or vice versa. It just depends. A lot of it depends on the guy, and
and the woman behind the guy,
and the woman behind the guy, what their purpose is for it, where they're going. And again, we try and get to know each person that walks in the door. I mean, you've been in our store several times, Kylie. You know that when somebody walks in, if I know them,
you're talking to them,
right?
Yeah.
And what do I do first?
How are you doing? I'm not sure.
Hi, Kylie.
Oh, yeah. Did you say their name
Say
exactly
their name
right away?
Yep.
Yep.
I try and remember everybody's name.
And that's a very good trait to have. I'm
And,
still working on that one.
And it's because the business is personal, and after a while, you'll find out that if a guy really likes coming into your store, or his wife likes coming into your store, it's not so much about the merchandise anymore. It's about the relationship that we've built and the trust that we've built over time. That really, they just keep coming in and trust what we were picking out for them.
So now tell me, you've been in it for 14 and a half years. How has the fashion changed? And then where do you think the fashion's going?
Okay.
I'm asking to be a designer. Put your designer cap on.
Well, I've been around this business now for 22 years. And when I first started, this was back in 1989, two-button suits with flat front pants had just left the market. Okay, so this is 22 years ago. And double-breasted suits where you'd button them to the side.
Oh, okay.
Had just really kind of taken over. It was the hot item at that point.
Okay.
And so that lasted until about 94.
Okay.
1994. And then three-button
down the center.
All down the center. Single-breasted three-button came back in. The one thing that never left was a two-button suit. Two-button was always in the store, but it changed between how wide the lapels were or if the pants were pleated or whatever. And pleated pants were still the norm, all through the 90s and through the first, 5-6 years of the 2000s. And then about 2007 is when flat front, two-button, and flat front really started to take hold. So I'm old enough now to have seen a full cycle.
A full cycle of fashion.
A full cycle of fashion where something that when I first started had just gone out, and now it's the hottest thing again.
The one where it's like super big shoulder pads and the pleated pants remind me of like the 80s almost. It just kind of, because they always had like that, or maybe it was the 90s.
Early 90s.
I was really young, and then that kind of reminds me of like a Ken doll. For some reason. I don't know, because I remember my Ken doll having like this weird suit on, but I hope it doesn't go back to that, because I really like the style now.
You'll see it.
But it'll come back.
Everything cycles back. Everything cycles back. There's no new patterns out there. Yeah. Nobody's creating a new pattern. Yeah. Nobody's creating a new, little doodad to put on stuff. No, there's nothing real innovative in our business. It's how, maybe it's color, maybe it's
like
the width of a stripe or the size of a plaid or whatever. But there's, like I said, I've been around this long enough to know that it would take something very monumental to be really, really fresh.
So do you think like the super leather all zip up suit like Space Age is coming around pretty soon, or
I haven't seen that.
not yet?
Haven't seen
That
any
might
of
be
those.
kind of new, sort
That
of.
would be new.
That would be new.
Yeah,
Will
we're
it
not-
sell?
No, I don't think we're gonna be.
Doing that anytime?
No.
Okay.
I hope not.
So now, where do you think it's going to go then? What do you think is the next big trend that you'll see in men's fashion?
Next trend, double-breasted suits will be back.
Going
That's
to the side.
That's what I would. If I had to predict one thing, double-breasted suits will be back probably within the next 2 to 3 years.
Are you kind of seeing that in some of the like New York and California where they get that fashion?
Yep. It starts at the coast and it moves in, and it takes longer to get here and it takes longer for it to leave. Once it does get here, because we kind of hang on to those things, and Midwesterners especially are a little more resistant to change than people who live on the coast, and that's certainly nothing wrong with that. It's just the way we are. We get customers in I've had customers in from all over the country, and they'll tell me, oh yeah, we had that last year.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So that's, and that's fine. But up here,
That's the way it is.
It's just the way it is. Yep.
So now tell me, because you recently have added Hellman's for her.
Mm-hmm.
How did that start?
Okay. End of 2008 and into the first part of 2009, when the economy really took a dive, I basically went home one night and begged and pleaded my wife to look at this trunk show line that I had seen. There, it's a line, and now we've been doing it for 3 years. It's a line called Etc.
Okay.
And the home base is out of New York, and they do a lot of European type fashions, but it's not anything, too eclectic or too out there. But I said I would like you to come and take a look at this. There's another gal that does it at her husband's store down in Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay.
And so we contacted her, and I said, I think you'd be great at this. You set up appointments, you come in for a week when the show is set up, and then you're done. I said, and I'll take care of all the rest of the stuff. We just needed another avenue to bring in new customers, a demographic that we weren't hitting.
Yeah.
And over the years, if I had $1 for every time someone's wife said, I wish there was a store like this for me.
Yeah. You'd be a billionaire.
Well,
close.
Close, yeah. So we looked at it, and we made the investment in it, and it has paid off. We have 4 shows a year.
Okay.
They're quarterly shows. It's usually like February, March, and then another one like April or May, and then August and October.
So how does it work?
Basically what happens is it's sort of like a home-based business.
Okay.
Where we get a sample set of everything in the line. It comes into the store, and we set it up. Because we have the location, it made more sense for us to set it up at the store rather than for my wife to run it out of our basement.
Oh, of course.
And so she sets everything up, and then she makes appointments with her clients, and they come in and view the collection, pick out what they want, and then in about 2 or 3 weeks, on average, sometimes it's longer, but 2 or 3 weeks, then the item shows up back at the store, and then they come pick it up again.
And so basically she takes her measurements then and makes
Correct.
sure it all fits.
Yep.
What are the sample sizes?
Sample sizes are anywhere from 0 to 16 and extra small to 2X, I believe.
Oh, good.
So there's quite a broad range. And we've had some terrific repeat customers there that just love the line. They love the fact that they can get nice pieces in town here. They love the fact that we keep the line quite exclusive. One of the philosophies I've had ever since we opened the store is that we live in a small enough town that I don't want everybody walking around looking the same. Mm-hmm. Okay, so when I buy items for the store, the maximum typically that I'll buy is 6 of something.
Okay.
Unless it's a basic item, a black sweater, a black pair of pants, things like that. But if it's something that's a little bit more unique, I'll buy 6, and then I won't buy it again after it's sold out. I'll buy something else.
That's really nice. Because then you're going to stand out in your piece of clothing that you purchase.
Right. And so we're keeping that same philosophy going with Hellman's for Her, simply by saying, if there's something very unique about a piece in the line, Pam, my wife, will say, this is unique. This is 1 or 2 pieces at the most. And if a gal's really falling in love with it, if she buys it, she'll pull it so that no one else even gets to look at it.
Very cool.
So that lady feels, it makes her feel special, and it makes the piece that she bought very special because she'll be the only one in town with it.
So what happens, though, if the piece comes in then at the size, because maybe I go there and I try on a dress, but the dress is like in a size 6, and I'm no size 6. And it's like, okay, so we're going to try to get it up, but it comes in, it's like either too big or too small.
Right. Well, we've got the sample set will have a variety of sizes in it. And so we'll determine size based on another piece that fits similarly to the one you're looking at.
Oh, okay.
So in the event that something doesn't fit when it comes in, we send it back, get you the other size.
Oh, perfect.
And it's very easy. It's very easy to do.
So you take care of all that headache.
Right.
Perfect.
And we also do alterations. Pants come in, they're one length.
Yeah.
So we take care of that. And we've done alterations. I have done alterations on more things women's in the last 3 years than I ever thought I would.
Well, it's so hard for women
because
our hips are just not fun.
And the line is all separates. So if you're buying a suit, you can buy whatever size you are on top with whatever size you need on the bottom.
Which is even better.
Makes it even better. Makes it even easier.
Yeah, pants are just not fun. That's why I stick to dresses, because they stink. So when is your next trunk show then for the females?
The next trunk show, actually what we did this season is something that we've never done before. We had our holiday show back in October. And then we asked, the company has a little, for some of their, I don't want to say top people, but some of the people that are in areas like ours who we just don't get to do this very often, and have met certain goals within the company.
Yep.
They have what they call Take Back the Set. So we get the set back the week of December 6th through the 13th this year.
Oh.
So we'll have it in the store over the holidays, along with some of the other items that we're carrying in the store on a regular basis. We're carrying some things from Tommy Bahama now for women, and we have a real nice set of some sweaters and turtlenecks and pants from the Woolrich line that are in the store right now.
So then in the spring, when's the next one in the spring?
The next one in the spring will be, I believe, middle to late February. We don't have the dates yet. They're not always determined. They're determined after the last show.
Okay.
What dates you get. So, but it'll be sometime in February.
Very cool. So, do you think in the future here, do you think expanding to have just Hellman's for Her?
It's certainly it's more than just on our radar now. It was on our radar for a long time, and now it's sort of here. And I've been telling people this fall and winter that we've sort of just dipped our toe in the ocean with this women's thing up to this point. But I think we're about ready to at least get in up to our knees by spring. And then it could be a full plunge by either next fall or the spring of 2013.
So are you looking for like a new location or?
No, not at this point. I think we've got, we went from just a little over 1,000 square feet to just a little over 3,000 square feet.
So you guys have room.
We have quite a bit of room. The store is laid out so that we can move things around and change things up to accommodate different items in different sections. It was one of the things that I wanted that versatility so that we could really change the look of the store easily and do it often.
Which is nice, too.
Yeah, so that, a lot of people that walk in there are regular customers, and one thing you want to show them is something new every time that they walk in. And so if the store looks the same 6 months out of the year, it's kind of boring.
Yeah, it gets stagnant, and they think there's no new pieces.
Right, and I get bored with it too. Because I'm in there every day.
Yeah.
And so I like to see something new, see the layout a little bit different. So I think we've got just the perfect size building for what we're doing and the perfect setup. We may do a slight remodel here over the next 6 months or so, but nothing earth-shattering. Okay. And just make sure that it all fits in there.
Very cool. So now, where are you located at? Phone number and website, one more time.
Address is 717 East Main Avenue.
Super easy.
Yep, we're right across the street to the east of the McDonald's. Very easy, 7th and Main. Phone number is 255-2155. Our website is dresswellnow.com.
Very cool. And if you ever see a little gold
Chevy
PT
cruising around town.
PT Cruiser.
That's my HHR.
Oh, HHR.
Yep.
That's right. Yeah, not a PT Cruiser. That's right.
Yep.
Little gold thing, got the Hellman logo on the back.
Yep. What does it say on the very back?
Dress well.
Dress well. That's my motto.
Awesome.
Dress well.
Well, and you look very well today. And thank you again for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks, Kylie. This was fun.
Appreciate having you here. And everybody, make sure you head over to Hellman Brothers to check out, the Hellman Brothers regular clothing, H2, and now the women's. I'm super excited for that. And make sure you head to thecitymag.com where you can watch past episodes of City Chat with City Magazine. You can also download this December's issue. Have a good day, everyone.